going on, gang? I think it would be really fun and cool if we go ahead and review my track record when it comes to dating apps and maybe analyze what I've done correctly and what I've done incorrectly. Maybe it'll help you understand the female mind better, and maybe it'll help me too if we just break it down play by play like John Madden, and maybe we might all get our dick wet.
No!
So on April 1st, 4:56 p.m., I matched with Ash on Hinge. And Ash goes, "What if I told you that I got impaled twice?" Good Lord. So what do you think I said? Trying to make it 3 times? Shooters shoot. Which then, around an hour, 2 hours later, she responds, "I'd rather not. I think twice was enough. Also, I don't like talking about feelings."
Fuck!
So the conversation didn't go anywhere after that point, unfortunately, but we got the match, though. I don't think I went wrong there, but let's move on. So up next, I matched with Adele, and me and Adele were apparently compatible, which then I slid up and liked her profile, and I told her, "I'm told we're compatible." So she's like, "Says who? A bot? It must be true. Who else to gauge romance and human compatibility than AI?" I pray that's not what life has come to. Me neither, Adele, but I wish you would just shut up and get naked, but we can't get to that, can we? I just want to catch a vibe. Well, you're certainly going to catch something staying unhinged long enough. How exactly would you describe your vibe? Thinking emoji. I've learned in my experience in my 26 years of dating and chasing vagina desperately is all women love fucking talking about themselves to any degree. Just keep asking them questions about themselves. They fucking love it. They eat it up constantly. So she responds with magic. Okay, so you're a witch. Got it. I've informed the townspeople and you will be burned at the stake.
What?
So Adele didn't respond to that one. Perhaps Adele was actually a witch. I was just joking. I'm not going to crucify a girl and burn her at the stake. Unless. But Adele wasn't too fond on that one. I'll say it, I think that one's on me. It's hard being a single, young, eligible bachelor in today's dating scene. Moving on! I matched with Alexis. I liked her photo. Very pretty girl. Blonde hair. Red flag off the rip though, septum nose piercing. The septum nose piercing always shows signs of mental instability. I've been around the block enough, I think I know. So her prompt was 2 truths and a lie. So this is where you have to guess where they're telling 2 truths and which one's a lie. Lana Del Rey kissed me front row at one of her concerts. One of my Hinge dates flew me out to Denver and took me snowboarding. I walked with a pimp down Bourbon Street. So I guessed that the lie was, the Lana Del Rey kiss is a lie, final answer. She goes, ding, ding, ding. Now ask me how I know. I've been drunk enough on Bourbon Street. If you've been to Bourbon Street, you're bound to run into at least a prostitute, a drug dealer, a murderer, gangbangers, thugs, crackheads, johns, tricks, scallywags, sluts, rapists, all types of sinner degenerates. Like, seeing a pimp isn't really like that fucking crazy. So I go, everyone who's been down Bourbon has walked with a pimp. But how'd the snowboarding go? She didn't like my powers of deduction, and I was left on red, so that's a no-go with Alexis. Maybe that's on me for guessing and being too inquisitive and being a little too intelligent to guess the lie. I don't know. Moving on. So this girl slides up on my profile, and one of my prompts is my most irrational fear, and I put the tickle monster, because who's not afraid of the tickle monster? That's a form of torture, by the way. So Madeline here, she goes, I hate to tell you this, but he's right behind you. Always got to keep an eye on. That's not funny, because it's not. It's not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. I'm sorry. That was really insensitive of me. Yeah, it was. My uncle died of tickling after smoking fentanyl.
Is this nigga serious?
I didn't get another response from Madeline for some reason. I thought that would be funny. I thought we were both kind of rifting there. We were, there was vibes going on. There was vibes, right? No, I'm just a fucking idiot apparently. So Madeline must have not really been taken by the fentanyl joke. Up next, I match with Hannah. And I slide up on her picture and I go, I've quite literally been looking for a clown girl recently. Which I have, let the record show. There's so many different types of clowns now that I never knew existed. And I want to fuck almost all of them. So, we match. She agreed that I was decently attractive. She's decently attractive. We both match. Alright, I'll start the conversation off. What was this cult you were in? In her profile, she talks about how she joined a cult. So she goes, LOL, it was an eco-village intentional community in India that involved a guru and someone just called the mother. So I go, well, that doesn't sound like the worst cult ever. I was expecting something more along the lines of like Joseph Seed from Far Cry 5. Maybe, like Jim Jones where she survived like a mass suicide attempt where they ascend to their star god in the sky or something. No, you're just at a little fucking communist India getaway retreat. It was a little underwhelming. But point is, Hannah didn't respond after that one because I called her fucking cult lame, which it was. I'm sorry, Hannah, that you can't handle unfiltered truth. Moving on. So I matched with Sarah. And one of Sarah's prompts was, I'll brag about you to my friends if you can build on Fortnite. Which I slide up on that prompt and I say, not trying to brag, but I am Unreal and Fortnite ranked. So, which if you don't know and you're an employed person, that means the highest rank in Fortnite rank, which is pretty self-explanatory, you fucking jackass.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
So she goes, probably wear a superhero skin too, huh? Which then I send ellipses, ... Batman. Because I do wear the Batman skin. She caught me. She clocked me pretty good on that one.
Something's in my ass!
So then she sends her own set of ellipses and she goes, I wear poison ivy.
Wait!
You'd think, right there. A match made in heaven. Or so you would think. Of course, because then I couldn't just keep my big fucking mouth shut, now could I? Is it because you're both redheads and possibly toxic? You see, I thought that was a bar. I thought that was fire, and it was not. Apparently Sarah wasn't feeling the energy, and never messaged back, and thus another potential romance thwarted by my own genius. Moving on. So I matched with Rachel. I liked Rachel's picture. She was cute. I liked what I was seeing. Rachel matched with me. She must have liked what she saw in return because then Rachel goes, hi, you're really cute. I respond with, ah, shucks. I've heard about your kind. Because if you go to Rachel's profile, she is what they would call a Hello Kitty girl. And if you know anything about Hello Kitty girls, you know they like self-harming, popping Xanax and various other prescription drugs and cocaine, being promiscuous, being mentally unhinged and very unwell. And that's just right up my alley. I'm what they call a psychosexual. She goes, I'm sure you have. We're known to be crazy, which I like that because you know me. I'm on that like a fat bitch on a buffet. It's on. Plug. Well, that just comes with getting to know a Hello Kitty girl. That's right. So why are you single, Rachel? Thinking emoji. I'm crazy. You know, the thing about when girls say they're crazy, they're not actually crazy the whole time. They're just fucking retarded.
Yeah.
That just ends up being the case, like, I want to say, like, 50% of the time. So I have to inquire. What kind of crazy are we talking here? Guess you'll just have to find out. Or not. Now we're talking. I'm leaning towards finding out. History favors the bold, gentlemen. Oh yeah? I mean, everyone's got something wrong with them. It adds personality. It does. It does. So she inquires about me. Well, what's wrong with you? So I'm like, all right. We're both attracted to each other. We're both young, single, looking for romance. Let me be honest. Schizophrenia. It's not a good time, honestly. That's the last I heard from Rachel. You see, and that's the difference right there between like girl crazy and guy crazy. Because I am actually schizophrenic. I do suffer every day, every waking minute of every waking day for a large majority of my life. And I think I'm handling it pretty well. God, yeah, I will stalk you on everything. Meanwhile, it's like, if I'm about it, I'm willing to like scalp 4 people for you. And like bring their scalps and leave their ponytails tied to your doorknob. Like I'm about that. I'm a real romantic. I'm a real lover boy. Aww. None of that fake shit. I'm really about the cause here. But that was the last we heard from Rachel. So maybe I came on a little too strong. Honesty, gentlemen, is probably like more likely than not your best option off the rip. So just go ahead and lie. So right here, Christa likes one of my prompts, which was describe your typical Sunday, which I put hungover and anxious, which is very much accurate. It's called anxiety. She slides up on that prompt and goes, want to hear something crazy. When someone says want to hear something crazy, you don't say no. So I go, lay it on, man. She goes, I've been addicted to coke for 5 months and it's fucked my life up so bad I'm leaving for a 45-day rehab Monday. Surprise! That's a lot, isn't it? I believe that's what the kids call trauma dumping. I can appreciate the honesty. It's nice to see you're getting some help, though. Personally, I think cocaine is overrated. I've had cocaine a handful of times myself. I've accidentally smoked crack one time. Huh? And I gotta say, cocaine is overrated. It's very overrated. Not bad, but it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just not for me. Moving on. I matched with Sarah, which her prompt was, fact about me that surprises people. I'm a quadruplet. So I'm like, Jesus, your mother was suffering. She goes, yeah, she had a lot of help. So I want to inquire, where did she come in during while her mom was spitting 4 human beings out of her pussy? Were you number 4? She goes, number 2. So then I thought this would be the perfect opportunity for a nice little joke. Well, we can't all be first place. Sarah didn't take too kindly to that, and I never got a message back for that one. Apparently, Sarah is what you would call a sore loser, and didn't like me bringing up the fact that she is just, and always will be, second place, second rate. And another one of her prompts before we move on was, I'm weirdly attracted to guys that look gay but aren't. Certainly that doesn't apply to me. Gay! Right? So up next, I match with Sarah. Sarah's cute, and for some reason I forgot what I said. All I did was slide up on her picture and say coffee. Which then she asked me for coffee, like to go out to drink coffee. Immediately I'm in there. Easy enough. I can't fumble this. I can't fuck this up. Which then I respond with fucking it up. I actually hate coffee. Never heard from Sarah again. Embarrassing! Maybe I should have just shut the fuck up and just went and drank the coffee. But the thing is, I hate coffee. I hate it. It's just caffeinated bean water. I'm not a big fan of coffee. Now, if she would have said drinks, that's a different story. So up next, I match with Akira. And Akira's prompt is a shower thought I recently had, and it's a voice prompt. So let's just go ahead and listen to what she had to say.
I've recently started having the thought that in the theoretical world that we all have souls. Do bugs count?
Something about that just really pisses me off. Actually, in the theoretical world, I was like, shut up, you fucking nerd. Actually, in the theoretical world, do bugs have... Shut up. So the conversation starts off with me sliding up on that prompt, and I say no. So she says, you telling me that pill bugs don't have souls? The bugs, roly-polies. So then I respond with, no, just an exoskeleton and a need to roly their poly. Frowny face, if there's an afterlife, I hope roly-polies are there. Yeah, but if roly-polies are there, then that would imply That would imply that spiders and centipedes would also be there, which is the case, and no one wants spiders and centipedes and all the other gross shit and moths and all this other insect grossness in heaven, now do we? Which I can tell she never thought about that side of the argument, and she never thought too deeply into it. Maybe she should have took a longer fucking shower, because we never got another message back from Akira. So then on Hinge, we match with Lil. Lil is an alternative type with winged eyeliner, very nice bangs, dyes her hair frequently, septum piercing, bottom lip piercing. I know what the fuck I'm getting into. Does she know what she's getting into? Let's find out. Lil messages me first, and she goes, "If you're afraid of the tickle monster, then I'm your worst nightmare." It's looking good. She wants to tickle me, perhaps until I come and cry, and then possibly die. And I'm A-okay with all of it. Huh? We can talk this out. We don't have to go crazy now. Nah. So I'm like, all right, it's time to make some conversation. Where do you like to eat? Immediately no reply, but she's hot enough, so I decide to go for the forbidden jutsu, a double text. Yeah, I like that place too. So she responds with, "You kind of look like you say slurs." All right, I see what we're doing. We're going to playfully insult each other. This always works out well for me. "You look like you break out tarot cards at parties." You're not going to tell me that I'm fucking wrong. Which then she rebuttals with doubling down on her original statement. "Nah, but do you day slur or not?" I had no idea what day slurring was. I assumed it's like it's like day drinking. So I respond with, "What is day slurring?" "I like to think I don't." Prompts. So I'm starting to realize now that Lil is either retarded or slurring off of Xanax and just texting me fucked up off of 14 Vicodin. I'm not sure. I'm still with the cause though, and I'm still committed to finding my lifelong forever person. Even though I'm starting to think Lil is perhaps fentanyl slumped over her keyboard sexting me. I don't know. I respond with, "I'm going to assume you mean promise. I'll promise you in person if we ever meet. How about that?" I'm lying. I was lying because define a slur.
What?
I'll say something fucked up because, you know, I'm a top tier gamer. And what comes with being a top tier gamer, sometimes you say some things that you shouldn't say. Allegedly. I don't mean them. "How can trust you that you're not a bad guy? You look really scary in that picture where you have on overalls. And you're the manger of barbecue foot fesh freak massage place." I decided at that point just to leave Lil alone. It's really not worth the hassle of having someone around that you have to walk on eggshells and polices what you say. And also might be mentally retarded coming in with a 4th grade reading level. Maybe she just wasn't for me and it was too good to be true. Moving on. On to the Tinder scene. Maddie, 22 years old, blonde haired, glasses, cute. We match. She must feel a mutual attraction. I don't blame her. Just look at me. Let's read her about me. "Hit me with your best pickup line. I have the cutest dog you'll ever meet. I don't much care for your dumbass, flea-riddled, stupid-ass, drooling, slobbering, untrained, shit-crusted pawed dog." So, no, maybe you can perhaps keep that to yourself, Maddie. But you know what? She has challenged me to hit her with a pickup line, and I'll tell you right now, it's not going to be good. Alright, here goes my pickup line. For the record, I came up with this one on my own. I did. Should I say it? Perhaps not. What is it? Crying, laughing face emoji. Hopefully she can maintain that same level of energy. "Damn, are you a cigarette? Because I want to put your butt in my mouth and then throw you to the curb when I'm done."
No!
Which 2 days pass of no response. I decide to let her sit with it. And then I follow up with a third message. Not a fan, I take it. What did we learn? Lie. Lie more. Honesty is not rewarded, so just lie. That's the best advice I can offer you. But anyways, the dating scene is, as you could imagine, as much of a toxic cesspool as you may have pictured. So probably you could just die. Or you know what? I'll leave you off with some words of wisdom. Sometimes you're better off beating off. Thanks for watching.